Okay. Alright, so it's finally here for Lostbelt 4. Yuga Kshetra, I would say I pronounce that. So this is the Indian Lostbelt, and can't wait to see what's happening in that story. And I've been speedrunning on my main account, so I don't have to reread it again on my alternate. So please don't spoil me if you have beaten this Lostbelt 4, if you're fast enough for that. Anyway, let's get to it. On December 31st, 2019, the entirety of human history was erased in a single stroke. Every trace of civilization was wiped out, and in its place, the earth was left a bleached wasteland. No one knew why or how it was done. All that was clear is that humanity had been utterly defeated. No, it's worse than that. We never even had a chance to fight back. Our destroyer was known as the Foreign God, a being from a distant star wielding unfathomable power. Hang on a second, what is going on? Okay, that's fine. Alright. Entity, we have a message for all of humanity. This planet will soon be reborn as an old, brand new world. Human civilization was a mistake. The path of our growth was incorrect. And so I have made my decision. I will revolt against all of human history. Proper human history. We are about to fill this world with inhuman mystic secrets. We will restore the Age of Gods. To that end, the gods have descended from a far-off galaxy, and in their wisdom, they have used 7 seeds to select new leaders. These leaders will remake this planet as they see fit, and the one who reigns supreme shall be given the right to renew the world itself. The life forms from proper human history will not be permitted to take part in this war, or even to view it from the sidelines. Trees of creation have sprung up all across the land. Now, all of the old humanity's endeavors will be set aside, frozen. My name is Woldheim, Kshetra Woldheim. On behalf of the 7 cryptors, I have a message for those of you who escaped from Chaldea. No, rather, I have a message from the scant, few remnants of the human race. We will be the inheritors of this planet's history. Cryptors, the 7 master of the old Chaldea who were supposed to save the world. Daybit Semvoid, Opedia Farmer Salone, Barrelgut, Cadaxem Lupus, Akuda Hinako, Scandinavia Peperoncino, and their supposed leader, the foremost disciple of Chaldea's first director, Kshetra Woldheim. No one had ever been certain they were still alive, but no sooner had they awoken than they turned on the world they had been meant to protect. Chosen by the Foreign God, the 7 cryptors were entrusted with caring for the trees of emptiness, the enormous trees that appeared around the world after its scouring. Each tree of emptiness was followed by a Lostbelt, a hypothetical history that had been pruned from the chronicle of humanity. There was the Russian Lostbelt, where humans had fused with beasts in order to survive in an ultra-cold environment. There was the Scandinavian Lostbelt, where the Ragnarok gone away Arwi had robbed the world of any possible future. And there was the Chinese Lostbelt, where a single ruler who achieved immortality carried the rest of mankind on their shoulders. These and other Lostbelts were to grow the territory, with the one emerging triumphant becoming Earth's official history. As far as the cryptors were concerned, their only enemy, or rather competition, was the other cryptors competing to establish the Lostbelt's dominance. The few remnants of the old humanity, Chaldea, were no more than a tiny bump in their road. Before the world was wiped clean, the cryptors had mounted an attack on the Chaldea security organization's headquarters and destroyed them. Chaldea's was frozen solid, and ray shifting, the only possible means by which humanity could have prevented Great Reset, was lost. But, though many lives were lost, and the survivors were forced to make a desperate retreat, the last master of Chaldea still lived. Thanks to the Shadow Border, the all-terrain void transporter that had been developed in secret, and its cross-dimensional zero-sail traversal method, the survivors successfully escaped into void space. Having invaded the Great Reset, they emerged in the Russian Lostbelt a few months later, in April of 2020. They went on to defeat Kadak Zemlupus, the cryptid assigned to the Russian Lostbelt, overthrow the Lostbelt's king, Ivan the Terrible, and cut down its Tree of Emptiness. Then, after another battle in the Scandinavian Lostbelt, they arrived at the Wandering Sea, a workshop that was home to the only other survivors of humanity. Now, they have gained a new ally in Sion Eltnam, an alchemist from the Atlas Institute left in charge of the Wandering Sea, and are setting out on the next step of the quest to defeat the Cryptors and the Foreign Guard.
So, how was that recap? Did I do a good job jogging your memory?
Like it was yesterday.
Yes, you glossed over a number of things, but that's basically long and short of it. Anyway, it has now been a few months since you returned from the Chinese Lostbelt. Once you're all rested up, I am going to have you head out on your next order, Lostbelt number 4, where you will investigate a strange Lostbelt that has been repeatedly expanding and contracting. Moreover, the captain will be joining in on your adventure into a dazzling realm of Indian mythology. Of course, if I had known then it would take this long to get ready, I would not have hyped it up quite so much. My original calculations had me modifying, convincing Captain a bit sooner than this. Hey, if it wasn't your fault we all got caught up in that ordeal. Honestly, I'm just glad we were able to verify that we can actually race ship again.
Indeed, we now know for certain that we are able to race ship from the Wandering Sea, as well as from Chaldea. While the ability to observe time and space outside the Lost Belts may not help in our efforts to remove them, having more options available can only be a good thing. Though that's not to say some of us aren't a bit worse for wear. I say, Director Gordar, has your weight returned to normal yet?
It has. Not that I had any say in the matter. I still don't think it's right that I was the only one who didn't get to go and break. Nor do I see why we need an obsolete relic like ray shifting when we have a zero sail. Go on, Mooney. You know I'm right. Tell them how you and the whole staff are just as sick and tired of ray shifting as I am.
What you talking about? They're both mind-blowing technological achievements. You just gotta use them right. Also, I was on the staff of the original Chaldea too, so if anything, I'm way more used on to ray shifting. You agree with me, right, Soprast? Ray shifting is way more fun than zero sailing, isn't it? Honestly, neither one's exactly walk in the park.
Too, boy. Why did I have to be born so ray shift compatible? Oh, never mind all that. Scion, there's something I've been meaning to ask you. We know now that the Crypto's cursed leader, Kshetra Wodime, is in the Atlantic Lostbelt. I'm also told it's the largest Lostbelt in the world by far, and that the branches of its Tree of Emptiness cover Earth's entire stratosphere. So what possible point could there be in making a pit stop at this Lostbelt in India?
It is not a pit stop. We need to go there to ensure our chances of victory are as high as possible. According to Trismegistus, the ocean occupies most of the Atlantic Lostbelt's territory. And we are not talking a modern-day ocean here. We are talking about one from the Age of Gods, filled to the brim with ether and demonic beasts. As things stand right now, we have no way of crossing an ocean like that safely. If you were to enter Atlantic Lostbelt now, you would just end up as so much seaweed. Okay, seaweed.
I see. Does that mean we can't get there in the border?
I'm afraid not. Scion and I have been talking about it, and we both came to the conclusion that it's just not possible to make the border seaworthy while preserving its existing functionality. Just because it can sail in void space doesn't mean it can do the same in reality space. Each ocean requires a completely different means of traversal. And since the border is an all-terrain void transporter, we can't allocate that many resources only to make it capable of sailing on real water. I guess we could technically do it if we made the hull bigger, but if we did that, we wouldn't have nearly enough staff to run it. A vehicle that size would need at least 60 professionals to be operated. Can you guess what resource we are lowest on just now? I guess that would be human resources. Minue, Munir, and the rest of the border staff are all doing their best, but... Right, so you are going to acquire what we need in the Indian Lostbelt. For?
So, you want us to recruit more people there?
No, nothing like that. We already know that you cannot bring anything native to the Lostbelt outside it, right? No, this is a simple matter of earthbound coordinates. India has everything we currently lack, so you are going to go there to get it all in one fell swoop. Is that not right, Captain? We are all done making adjustments and attachments over here. All you have to do now is personally activate the Aronnax Phantasm in India and attach it. Yes, I'll go with him. It's been several months since I started helping out with the border's maintenance. It might be as slow as a sea turtle, but I can't help but have some affection for it after all this time. And I know the Phantasm needs to be activated very carefully, with a precise ritual, and only at particular coordinates. I don't know if we can even use it in a Lostbelt or not, but we'll never know unless we try. That said, I'm the one who's going to decide what it becomes. That part is non-negotiable. And if I decide it's not going to work, I'm going to come back on my own. Got that, Scion? Sure, as your master, I am okay with that. Though I seriously doubt you are capable of being so heartless.
What are you talking about?
We're talking about my coming along with you to India. I thought you'd already been told about that. Da Vinci, do you remember seeing a steel, pyramid-shaped object somewhere around the dock? Well, it's mine. I'd like you to store it in the border for me. In the worst case, we can use it as a shield.
Oh, you mean that weird looking that almost seems like part for a car body kit?
Aha!
Is that the Aronnax? Aronnax Phantasm thing you were just talking about?
Yeah, it's not much use for a mermaid. It's not much use for a mermaid that can swim around the ocean freely, though.
I can't say I know what it is you're talking about, but the more servants around who can keep me safe, the better.
Thanks? Anyway, glad to be here, everybody. Oh, and don't worry about my seat. I already installed one for me, and it only takes up half of Munir's space.
Whoa, really? That means Captain's gonna be sitting next to me. This is my big chance to show him what I'm made of. I can't wait to get started.
Alright, but is that our only objective in India? Does this mean we don't have to cut down its tree of emptiness?
No, you will definitely be needing to eliminate the Indian Lostbelt while you are there. Given that it seems to be indirectly responsible for the recent race shift incident. The Indian Lostbelt, there is a very good chance that these histories that were pruned away after they were deemed unnecessary contain significant and unprecedented threats. I have determined that we cannot leave this Lostbelt be just because it is low on our list of priorities. Besides, there's still so much we do not know, and not just about the trees of emptiness. What is going on with the cryptors? Who are the alter egos claiming to be disciple of the foreign god? Every Lostbelt we investigate provides us with more data. Sopras, Mash, Da Vinci, Godap, Munir. As the one supervisor in the command room, and as someone personally wishing for your success, there is something I wish to say. You need to eliminate every Lostbelt. We have no choice but to fight, regardless of how painful that choice is. You need to eliminate them both to improve our chances of victory during the inevitable climatic confrontation, and to return human history to its proper place. Scion. Whoops! Scratch that! I should have known better than to get overly serious before you have even headed out on a mission. I am sure we will run into more than enough trouble in the Lostbelt, so we should at least try to enjoy ourselves while we are in the base. Alright, that is all for now. Please make sure to review the particulars of this mission on your mobile devices. This order will commence at dawn. Be sure to get plenty of sleep and come to the dock by the time we agreed on.
Roger that. Da Vinci? Is she sleep standing?
Oh, sup, Ross. What's up? We had less than 6 hours until the mission starts. You should head back to your room and get some rest. I doubt we'll have many chances to get a full night's sleep once we're in the Lostbelt. Who knows when you'll get another chance to stay in a bed that doesn't rock.
It's actually time to go right now, Da Vinci.
Huh? It's early time. Have I been sleeping standing up this whole time? Oopsies. I didn't really want to go back to my workshop, so I guess I ended up resting my eyes first a little longer than I meant to. Well, I feel silly. Anyway, go on and head down to the dock. I'll catch up with you guys soon.
Where did she get those roller skates?
As I had thought, Da Vinci is having some operational difficulties.
When did you get here?
I have been behind you for some time. You must have been so focused on Da Vinci that you didn't notice. In any case, this is a good chance to tell you this. You can't let Da Vinci push herself too much. She is doing everything Leonardo da Vinci would be doing, but while in a much smaller body. That obviously puts tremendous strain on her now. You must be aware of that. She may have inherited Leonardo da Vinci's duties, but she is a pseudo-servant, just like Mash is. We may differ in format, but she and I are very similar. I understand how she is feeling. Now, scratch that. I do not know how she is feeling. Da Vinci is so strong.
Neza?
I said too much. My apologies, so please keep this between us. Promise? I am coming along to the Indian Lostbelt. I hope we can continue to get along.
Glad to have you with us again.
Understood. I promise I will not let you down. That said, the jewel in my chest is acting up a bit. I don't think this has ever happened to me before. The Indian Lostbelt is a very bad place. Every part of my spirit urgent is warning me not to go. Even so, every Lostbelt is dangerous. I am the crown, Prince Nessa. I must not back down from a challenge. If things go bad, I know you will help me. I'm sure I have nothing to worry about. Let's go. The others are waiting. Oh man, sorry I'm late. I can't believe I took so long to get ready. It looks like you are all here. Then let us begin the final rundown. Your destination is the Indian Lostbelt. Your objective is to help Captain gain experience power up the Shadow Border, explore the Indian Lostbelt, and ultimately eliminate it. Captain and I will handle the Shadow Border side of things, so please do not concern yourself with that. What I would like you to focus on, Master SilverChaos, is cutting down the Indian Tree of Emptiness. I estimate you should have room in the border to fit about 20 days worth of supplies. While the Aeronox Phantasm will be loaded into the hangar as supplemental equipment. You will not need to account for it in battle, as it is not meant for offensive purposes.
I take it we will be summoning reinforcement servants with the Lostbelt again, as we have done thus far?
Correct. From here, you will need to travel across void space to get close to the Indian Lostbelt. And from there, you will need to immediately undergo another zero sail in order to make your way inside. Consecutive zero sails are draining, even for servants, and Da Vinci's protection safeguards can only do so much. So I think it is best if we keep no more than 3 servants on standby in a ship in the border.
Then, no matter how many servants we win over to outside in the future, we'll only be able to take 3 of them into the Lostbelt with us.
That is how it works out, yes. I am not saying we can never send more than 3 if we really have to, but the 7 summoned inside the Lostbelt are more powerful anyway. So when you get there, I would like you to secure a ley line and use Mash Holy Relic to form contracts with new heroic spirits, just as you have in the other Lostbelts. Alright then, as the Wandering Command Room Supervisor, I have an order for those of you on the field team. As of this moment, Novum Chaldea will be transitioning to its first battle position. Field team, go ahead and board the border, starting with Master Silkfrost. Once I have confirmed all your vitals are green, you will begin a zero sail, and officially commence Order Lostbelt number 4 along with its sub-order, Horn Monster. Make sure you all give it everything you have, and I look forward to your safe return.
Alright, where to set out? Activating Paper Moon. Initiating planet navigational chart plus minus convergence. Commencing shadow borders docking sequence into reality boundary. Proper human history resembling. C. Lostbelt depth. A. Firing existing verification tether into reality space. Anchor point at heroic spirits. Virtual nautical chart. Confirmed. Zero sail complete. Emerging into reality space. Reality space anchored secure. Reality verification complete. Establishing shadow borders existence within Lostbelt. Zero sail return successful.
Good, we made it back to reality space.
Foo-foo! Oof, that violent shaking never gets any easier. Are you okay, Master?
I'm fine. I'm used to it by now.
I'm impressed, Master. Not many people could adapt to this as quickly as you have.
Heh, not so fast. Just take a look at how adeptly I'm carrying myself. Why, I'm the very picture of dignity. A zero sail is no worse than a drive in the rain for me. Surely all that rattling must have been a dreadful sight, more difficult for a freshly summoned servant who's never left that lukewarm base of yours, no?
I feel quite as powerless as a krill, once already in a whale's stomach at that. But never mind, so long as I am at sea, even the most violent upheaval is as a gentle breeze to me. If anyone should be worried about getting seasick, it's you guys. This ship could and should be much more comfortable. In particular, I'd like to add a bit more in the way of padding to my cushions. A good captain must always take care of his crew. After all, had I known how uncomfortable these chairs were, I would have prioritized making improvements. Hey, I'm glad to work together to keep the border system in good shape. But I'm not about to let you go tinkering with tiny things like that on your own anytime soon. Even something as small as changing the air freshener we used in the bathroom could lead to fighting among the staff. I'm actually being a lot more considerate of everyone on board than you might think, you know? That is good to hear. But this is the sort of problem that should have been addressed in the planning stages of creating this vessel. You might have the most advanced vessel in the world, but it will do you little good if your crew is in too low spirits to make proper use of it. I guess the previous Da Vinci had no idea how difficult a voyage at sea could be. Ouch. Well, you got me there. The last version of me was a genius, but she was definitely kind of insensitive about things like that. Still, she did make this amazingly capable armored vehicle back when nobody had any idea what was going to happen. I'd say that more than gets off the hook for overlooking little things like cushions.
Quite so. The next time we build a vehicle, we'll be sure to pay more attention to creature comforts. In the meantime, we have made our way through the storm wall and are now inside the Indian Lostbelt. We should begin by assessing our surroundings. First thing first, Mr. Munir, can you see this Lostbelt's tree of emptiness?
Yeah, I think that's it over there. I can see something far off to the southeast.
So, it has already taken root, as I suspected. Furthermore, it appears to have already grown considerably. But unlike in China and Scandinavia, at least we know where to find it. That should save us a good deal of time.
Then let's go cut it down right now.
Just like that? Are all Chinese robots so bold?
No, that would be too dangerous. The tree is very far away, and I doubt the enemy has simply left it undefended. Oh yes, that reminds me. I'm aware we have yet to define this term for our current circumstances. But there is almost certainly another enemy we will need to face here. Given what we have seen thus far, there is an excellent chance that there is a cryptid assigned to this Lostbelt, and a king who has been ruling it since prior to the cryptid's arrival. It is therefore in our best interest to gather as much information as you can before we prepare to face them. While this particular tree of emptiness does seem to have grown considerably, it also appears to be in a fairly stable state. So we do not seem to be under any immediate pressure. Of course, if things should take a sudden turn for the worse, we will have no choice but to act. But for the time being, it should be safe to prioritize investigating this Lostbelt. Whatever steps we take next, we should begin by getting to the bottom of this case. That is, this unknown history.
Yes, quite. Very well. We will start by gathering information. It's important to know exactly what sort of dangers one is up against, after all.
I see. Understood. For now. Alrighty. Let's see if there's anything else of interest around here. What's that?
It would seem there is something else visible to the naked eye here. Something a fair distance from the tree of emptiness in its own right. Fascinating.
It's very, big.
What the hell is that? Is it natural? Man-made? Hurry up and scan it, man.
I'm working on it! I'm working on it!
Come on.
It's no use. I can't get a read on it with anything. It's like it's deflecting any attempts to scan it.
I thought it might be some sort of magecraft-based structure. But if it doesn't show up on magical entry scans, perhaps it isn't. It seems all we can do is barely make it out with our eyes. Which would mean that, empirically speaking, we can't be even sure it is truly there. I suppose one possible explanation is that we are all just seeing things.
You mean a mass hallucination? As in, a vision from space? Warm hospitality? A threatening girl? Grr, my head!
Please calm down, Director. I'm sure that was just Holmes trying to make a joke.
Foo-foo! At any rate, the only thing we can say for sure at this point is that we have no idea as to what's going on. Though I do wonder if this may have anything to do with that mysterious girl we saw near Russia's Tree of Emptiness. In the sense that we could also see her despite being unable to observe her with any instrumentation. Then again, I suppose she did technically appear as a sort of blank spot on our sensors. Regardless, we still have far too little information to work with, so there's nothing to be gained from drawing conclusions now.
I guess we might be able to get some readings if we got in close. I can't say I'm thrilled about the idea of getting near that thing, but if you want to head over there and try...
Don't be daft! Why would we try to go inside that thing when we don't know the first thing about it? Why, if something were to happen to Border, or to me, mankind/hopes would be dashed for good. Now, our first order of business is to ensure our surroundings are safe, and then to ensure I'm safe. Isn't that right, technical and administrative advisors?
You're not wrong. Lostbelts do have their own populations, so we know there's got to be a town around somewhere. I can't tell yet if there's one near that giant cube or anywhere else nearby. But wherever we find one, we shouldn't get too close to it in border. Remember what happened in China? So if we're prioritizing information and supplies, I think we should start by looking for a campsite. Luckily, the environmental readings are all stable, so we can assume we're safe enough to focus on keeping a low profile. I'd really rather not use the camera function if we can help it, since it's a major resource hog. Now, where's a good out-of-the-way place we could hide the border around here? Aha! That rocky mountain over there looks promising. Alright, we should probably decide on our plan of attack here, just to make sure. How's that device holding up? The Aeronox potassium is quiet as a piece of coral. It's not about to wake up anytime soon. I was afraid of this. Even if we get to the coordinates now, I won't be able to do the ritual to activate it as long as this Lostbelt is here. So we won't be able to use your fancy new device or update the border until we get rid of this Lostbelt, huh? I thought that might be the case, but that doesn't make it any less sucky.
What did you expect? One can hardly hope to win first prize without taking part in a race. We will need to cut off this Lostbelt sooner or later, so if anything, this only helps simplify matters.
Indeed. Now, as usual, my duty is to defend the border, seeing as it's the last bastion of hope for mankind and all. Sulfros and Mash, as you two are our field team, you will be working, well, in the field. Given that this will be the fourth Lostbelt you investigated, you should be old hands at it by now.
Understood. Yes, sir. I'll be sure to stay alert while we're in the field. Like I said before, the environment here is a lot more stable than it was in Russia or Scandinavia. It's similar to China's climate in a lot of ways, but in addition to physical heat and humidity, there's also a high concentration of mana in the air here. That means you won't be able to use the portable stealth devices I gave you in China, just so you're aware. Still, at least we know you won't need to use the Allurus boards or any other special transport equipment here. So you won't have to worry about that. Yes, ma'am.
Good. Just the sort of enthusiasm I like to see. However, one can't live on enthusiasm alone. Having just two of you out in the field is a risk I would rather not take. So the servants who will accompany you on your investigation shall be...
Sorry, I think that is a sensible decision, but I can't accompany them. I was not sent here as a combatant. Were I to try to fight alongside Sulfros, I would just get in his way. My job is to make improvements on this vessel. I may not yet be able to do so, but there's still a lot of foundational work I can begin now. The first thing I'm going to focus on is improving this bridge shock absorption. As I said, these cushions leave quite a lot to be desired. Hey, I was trying to get to them when I had time, you know? Of course, I will accompany them. I have some connection to India as well. I am sure I can be useful. Right, India has historically been close with China, where they call it Tianzhu. I'm sure you're familiar with it? Thank you, Nessa. I'm very reassured knowing you will be there to help us.
Nonetheless, Nessa alone simply won't be enough. Da Vinci needs to remain here on standby so that she can operate the border at a moment's notice if necessary. And Holmes needs to be stayed so that he can make full use of the border's instruments while he analyzes our findings. Suffice to say, Sulfros, that you will need to bolster your fighting force if you are to carry out your investigation. To do so, you will have to try summoning new servants in the field. It's a shame the Atlas Institute servant wasn't more accommodating, but there's nothing we can do about that.
I see Gordy's in a really good mood now that he has another servant staying behind who can keep him safe. I agree you'll need to start by summoning new servants, but as they say, every cloud has a silver lining. And this particular summoning has two of them. First off, electricity. Thanks to Scion, we have another disposable booster you can use, like you did in China. She said it's called a void cell. I gotta say, the Atlas Institute comes up with some really interesting stuff sometimes. As a refresher, just hook it up to Mass Shield and it'll provide all the resources you need for the summon. Unfortunately, thanks to all the time it took to make everything, it's only got enough juice for 2 sevens. But hey, it's still way better than flying a kite in a storm, right? Second, I already found a perfect ley line for summoning, and it's well within walking distance.
I concur. Once you have bolstered your forces there, you can begin investigating our surroundings in earnest.
Understood. We'll make sure to do that. Well, no time like the present. Let's go. Foo-foo! You sure you're okay with this, Gordy?
What do you mean?
Oh, you know, I just figured you want to say, "Howdy, I'm the director and I give the orders around here," or something like that.
Oh. Well, I will admit I did come up with a few authoritative directives ahead of time. But I ultimately decided they weren't necessary, given how this Lostbelt seems fairly peaceful. And if there is no point in saying them, well, why waste my breath? It's only good sense.
Of course there's a point to them. They're very important. Go on, Gordy. Hurry up and say something.
Oh. Well, if you insist, and if it's not too late. Hold it! You're forgetting something pivotal.
What's that?
Your commander's orders, of course. We can't start an operation without them. Go on now. Line up. Back straight. Never mind the salute. Just listen up. Subfrost, as the captain of the Shadow Border and the director of Chaldea, here are your orders. You are to investigate this Lostbelt spreading across Indian land and to find a means of felling that tree of emptiness as soon as possible. In addition to eliminating this Lostbelt and protecting Earth from this invasion. You are also to secure a path that will enable us to further modify and evolve the Shadow Border.
Yes, sir. That's more like it. When a mission's especially difficult, that's when you need to send them off with high hopes. We're really coming into our own as a team. I think we'd even give the old Chaldea a run for its money.
Yeah, okay. Initiate point. Formation restricted. Meeting Hope in the Lonely World. So inform the party immediately before the battle begins. Sure.
I have to ask, are you sure this will work? You had a very rough to go of it in China, didn't ya? Granted, I was so out of sorts early on there thanks to having to confront my mortality that I wasn't able to make the same sort of cool-headed decisions I usually do. I actually don't quite remember what happened very well. Still, I do recall hearing something about being unable to summon servants there.
You don't have to tell us. We're all fully aware. But I think we'll be okay. China was a unique situation, even for a Lostbelt. Still, for what it's worth, I don't think Silverfrost will have any trouble summoning capable servants here.
Same. All we have to do now is give it a shot. Is everything ready, Mash? Yes, everything is in place for the summoning spell, and the connection to Spirit Urgent briefcase is stable. Running final checks. Done. Heroic Spear summoning system faith. All systems green. Go ahead whenever you're ready, Master.
My will creates your body, and your sword creates my destiny. If you heed the Grail's call, and abide by this will and reason, then answer me. I hereby swear, I embody all that is good in the world. I shall defeat all that is evil in the world. 7 Heaven, clad in the 3 words of power. Come forth from the circle of binding, guardian of the scales.
Rama. I am Rama, a saber and a great king of Kosala.
Karna. I am Lancer. My true name is Karna. It is good to be here.
It worked, Senpai. We couldn't have hoped for a better result.
This is great.
Wow. Good. I knew I had it in me. Why, these servants I summoned are perfect for tackling India. With a lineup like this, I dare say we've already as good as one.
Well, technically, it was Sopras that summoned them. This is such good news, it almost makes me want to run around whooping for joy. I won't, of course. But at least Bo can hop around gleefully in my stead. Go ahead, Bo. Boo, boo, boo.
I see. Now I understand. So we are fighting for Chaldea on behalf of proper human history.
Indeed, it sounds as though your path thus far has been quite arduous, Master Sopras. But now that you have summoned me, the King of Kosala, and Avatar of Vishnu, your worries are over. No matter what manner of hardships may lie ahead, my sword, a bane to all evil, will rend any obstacles you encounter asunder. And on the slight chance I'm not enough by myself, you even managed to summon Karna, the hero of benefaction. This goes far beyond just good luck. Just how many good deeds have you done to earn this kind of karma, Master?
You give me far more credit than I deserve. Still, I can promise you this, Master. Now that I have been summoned here, I will do everything in my power to see your will done. I await your orders. That said, as a Kshatriya, I could ask for no greater honor than to fight alongside the King of Kosala. Truthfully, even I cannot deny that I feel fortune smiling upon us.
How very respectful of you, son of Surya. My Surya, god of sun, I will feel most reassured knowing you have my back.
You very happy about this, huh, Mash?
Oh, yes. Although, I'm also just relieved. Since I already know very well just how heroic and dependable they are, I'm so grateful they were the ones who chose to answer your call. I'll say, even without a home advantage going for them, I'd say these were some of the best possible servants we could have hoped to summon. Rama, Karna, Arjuna, and Parvati were my top choices from the Spirit Urgent graph going in. But it was still a roll of the dice as to whether any of them would respond to the summon. And if that weren't good enough, Rama and Karna are both enormously well-known and influential here. Given all that, along with the fact that they know India like the backs of their hands, I'm sure they'll be even more helpful than usual. That said, I'm sure some things might be off for them here, given that it's a Lostbelt and all, but I'm sure they'll still handle it away better than us Europeans.
Speaking of which, what do you make of this Lostbelt so far? How is it different from the India you're familiar with?
How is it different? How is it not different? I recognize nothing of this topography. No, it's more than that. I'm not quite sure how to describe it, but it feels like the air here is...
Yes, it's very dry. It makes me feel lonely.
Yes, that's it. It makes me feel lonely. I have no idea what that might mean, though. Lonely, huh? Huh? And of course, I always make a point to try and sense my wife whenever I materialize, but it seems she is nowhere to be found here. One more reason I feel lonely, I think. Ah, my beloved Sita. When will I get to see you again?
I don't sense anything familiar here either. Well, I suppose there is. Is something wrong? No, it's nothing. For a moment, I felt a bit of the kind of tension I feel prior to battle. I was trying to figure out what it might be, but I couldn't come up with anything. I must have been imagining things, or perhaps my mind was playing tricks on me. I'm sorry I can't be clearer than that, Master.
Very well then. What do you make of that mysterious cube off in the distance?
To be honest, I have no idea. I've traveled to all manner of countries in my search for Sita, but I've never seen nor heard of anything like that.
Nor have I. There is something about its shape that seems vaguely familiar. But I am sure that it's not the kind of answer you are looking for.
Not really, no. I could say it looks like a giant die or an enormous 3D puzzle, but that wouldn't do us any good. We want to know what it's made of, not what it looks like.
Huh. If you proper human history servants don't know, then it's obviously something unique to this Lostbelt. In which case, the only way we'll find answer is by investigating it. You can start with our immediate surroundings as I originally planned. Remember, the fate of the world hinges on us, so make sure you do your damn jobs.
Hey, Master. I know he's your superior, but does he have to be so condescending? Does he not know I'm a king?
He's a good guy at heart, I promise.
Well, no matter. Given that I am a servant now, I can certainly overlook a transgression or two. He is definitely condescending, but also totally harmless. I recommend not dwelling on it.
Foo-foo! Alright, why don't we get our investigation underway?
We'll begin with the immediate vicinity, so just head in the direction we tell you and we should be all set. You might run into a wild animal or two along the way, but I'm sure you guys will be able to handle them just fine.
Alrighty then. Alright. Have to bring MASH. And I'm so glad they equipped with that craft essences thing. There's literally nothing showing the name of the craft essence. It's just like NPC craft essence support. Begins battle with MP charge at 50% and increase MP gain by 50%. Only NPC support. Alright, that's fine. Let's go.
我が道を阻むか。ならば、
Oh.
お前は私の敵だ。行くぞ。
問題ない。遅い。お手調べといくか。言葉はその店名に直接しろ。
Oh, come on, really? I could have fucking... Yes, thank you.
細かすぎると思う。いよいよ行くぞ。
正しき命の道へ向かわん。
問題ない。
行くか。
神々の王の慈悲を知れ。絶滅とはこの一筋。焼き尽くせわさびシャンティ。是非もなし。
天空の神々よ、我が勝利を捧げよう。
Alright, just a warm up.
「あまり外に出られない時こそ惰性で達成感が失う小さなことから」
Alright, Lotus Plains. Same thing again. Yep, same thing. Let's go.
we did end up running into some wild animals, but you all handled them no problem. That said, oh, there's obviously something on your minds. Indeed, now that I have a quick warm-up, I can say for sure that there is something strange about this land. I agree completely, but I can't figure out what it might be.
Yes, compared to the one we know from proper human history, was it? It feels as though there is something unusual covering in the entire world.
Is it like the loneliness you mentioned before? Maybe, maybe not. It's nothing I can really put my finger on, nor can I put it into words. All I know for sure is that whatever it is, it's preventing us from performing at our best. It doesn't mean we can't fight, but we definitely can't use 100% of our power.
Do you think it'll get better?
Honestly, I don't know. Things might improve once we get used to it. But at this point, I just can't say. Nonetheless, I wouldn't pay it too much heed. Even if we can't use all of our power, we still have more than enough to carry out your commands. So don't worry about us, Master. All you need to worry about is telling us what to do. Now then, it looks like we have more hungry beasts to deal with. Let's take care of them quickly so we can continue investigating our surroundings.
Okay.
前に出ます。
ああ
照準捉えました。
行くか。行くぞ。死人を取る。傑作。甘えぞ。剣とて遅れを取るものか。
Yes. Okay.
正しき命の道へ向かわう。我が力に刮目せよ。
ああ承知した。
魔人ラーバナを撃ったこの一撃、耐えれば名誉、屈服には破滅。行くぞブラフマーストラ。
Alright. Grasshopper swarm.
面には面だ。悪く思う。命令とあら。
いいだろう、行くか。
神々の王の慈悲を知る。絶滅とはこの一筋。インドライブ刮目しろ。焼き尽くせバサビーシャクティ。是非もなし。
行くぞ傑作甘えぞ。
Okay.
細かすぎると思う。問題ない。ああ問題ない。小手調べといくか。ぜっ武器の善真の英雄は目で殺す。
天空の神々よ、我が勝利を捧げよう。
Alright.
So hey, what do you make of the area so far? We've been able to get a handle on it to some degree on our end, but I'd still like to hear your thoughts on it now that you've experienced it for yourselves. Well, I can see a lot of plastic bodies of water around here. They're all covered in lotus flowers, and it's very pretty. And there's also plenty of dry land, so we haven't had any problems walking around. It's almost strangely peaceful. Well, of course, water is essential for living things to survive. It looks like there are large rivers here too, so it would seem to just as environmentally stable as China was.
Oh, the signal. Is that? Just as I suspected, a world with a pleasant climate is bound to have people, which also means it's bound to have towns. I just picked up what appears to be one such town in the direction you're headed. I'll send you the coordinates now. Be sure to approach it with the utmost caution.
Let's see. Fake go. Yuga. Kshetra. 3. Alright. Got it. Now I can bring my friend support. This one. I can't because party cost. I suppose Shakespeare, I guess. I'm just trying to build up the bond point anyway, just to get something better out of that. Yeah, I guess that's fine with that for now. Okay, let's switch to this one. Already maxed out with battle suit. So let's equip with that one. Oh, come on. Let's go. Close your eyes. Clasp your hands. Offer your prayer to the God above. Those 3 things are an important part of our daily lives. We all have to do them. My father complains about everything, but he still prays every day, even if he always grumbles while he does it. If I forget to pray at the right time, he gets really angry. Well, he's always angry, but he gets even more angry. I think if I had a mother, she'd get angry too. I've only heard about mothers in stories, so I don't know that for sure, but that's what I guess. Prayers are very important, so I can't blame them for getting angry. That's true for routine prayers, and prayers just for the sake of praying. Praying is an essential part of our lives. We pray, and we pray, and we hope that our God hears us. We live our lives the best we can. We try hard to be good people. So please, oh great God above, please guide us to the next Yuga. What's all the commotion outside? I'm gonna take a look.
Where do you think you're going?
It's okay. I already finished my prayers. Come on, Mihan.
Aw.
Who's that cute little girl right there? Once we confirmed the town was safe to approach, we decided to take a closer look, as there was only so much we could learn at a distance. That said, this isn't what I was expecting. It definitely doesn't seem too peaceful. I'd have to agree. There are a number of broken buildings, and the fountain is just jutting out at an odd angle. It would be a beautiful town square if it was properly maintained, but as is it now, it feels kind of run down. What about townspeople? Are there any there? Yes, there are, though it feels like they're giving us a free wide berth. What? I don't see any furry-eared beasts like we did in Russia, and it doesn't look like the ages are skewed like in Scandinavia. At a glance, they look like perfectly ordinary people.
They do seem to be wary of us, but I don't sense any overt hostility. I imagine they would react similarly to any unfamiliar visitors.
It would seem they're sizing us up, just as we're sizing them up. In that case, it's best if we don't give them unnecessary cause for suspicion. We'll refrain from calling you from the time being, so please use that time to focus on gathering as much information as you can.
Understood. Alright, here goes.
That doggo is adorable.
She doesn't seem to be afraid of us either. I think I'll try talking to her. Hi there. Could we talk to you for a bit?
Yikes, you surprised me. Hello?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to scare you.
Oh, don't worry. I'm always spacing out so I get surprised a lot. If you just want to talk, that's fine with me. Say, can I ask who you guys are? I've never seen anyone else dressed like you before.
We're travelers. That's right. This is Silverchaos, and I'm Ash Kirle. May I ask your name?
I'm Asha, and this is Vihan. He's astonishingly cute, isn't he? Oh.
So, you are named after the Hindi words for hope and dawn. That's lovely. Oh yes, I almost forgot. I am Rama, and this is Karna and Neza. You may have heard our names in stories of great warriors, but pay that no heed.
Is it my imagination, or do the other people here seem afraid of something now?
So if you're travelers, does that mean you don't have a home?
No, we don't. At least, not in this town.
You don't? That's terrible. Shockingly terrible.
Why is it that terrible?
Because of the Kali, of course. You can't pray without a house, and you can't pray. The Kali are gonna eat you up.
Kali? Asha, is that...
What are you doing here, Asha? Can't you see what's happening?
The Kali are here. Everyone inside?
Okay, I'm locking the door. Get ready to pray. Get inside. Hurry.
The Kali are here? But these travelers don't have a home. Father, can we let them stay in ours?
Of course not. I can't afford to look after a bunch of people we don't even know.
Well, wait, please. You're Asha's father, right? Can you at least tell us what's going on?
My name's Ajay. Ajay, use it. And I've got my hands full taking care of just one Yulu. Sorry, but you are... Okay, and I've got my hands full taking care of just one Yulu. Sorry, but you lot are on your own.
On our own with what?
What? Were you born yesterday or something? With the Kali, of course. All we can do is lock ourselves up in our homes and pray to our God not to discard us, so that we don't become faithless, woodless people doomed to end up as nothing more than Kali food.
Go on, travelers. You gotta hurry and find a place to hide and pray. I'm sure you already know this, but the Kali...
Be quiet, Asha. We can't afford to pray for them as well as us. Master, all the other people are gone. It looks like we're the only ones left still outside.
They must have all gone back to their homes. Now what should we do? I know Asha told us to hide, but...
Get back, Master.
Is that the Kali?
Be careful. That is not the only one.
They're attacking everything in sight. Is that why the town is in such poor shape? Kali, that is a devil's name.
That must be the one unique to Indian mythology, rather than the one defined by the Holy Church.
I don't know how you Westerners categorize them, but we have always called them devils. I do get the sense that these aren't the same devils we know, but whatever they are clearly bent on causing destruction. No king can sit idly by and watch such destruction. These creatures will make worthy foes for my indestructible blade. My body still feels odd, but the effects are negligible. We should have no serious issues.
Agreed. I'm not about to let that stop me from helping. Give us your orders, Master. We'll handle these things. Got it. Let's fight.
Right, my Ortonox is holding steady at better than expected readings. I'm good to go too. Armor Shielder, moving out.
いいですね。火を鉄槌、極光は反転する。光を飲む。エクスカリバー・ボルガーン。聖剣、大砲。正面から受けて立つ。消えるがいい。これははいよかろう。この明かりは星の希望、地を照らす命の証。決着をつけるぞ、エクスカリバー。まだまだ未熟ですね。
Excuse me. Bichu, oh my god. Or Baichu. Or Bichu, I don't know how you spread that. I don't. Okay, whatever. Moving on. Same thing. There are more than I expected. This could be troublesome. Stay back! Get away from me! Please, dear God, save me!
It's my fault. I was one step too late.
These people have no weapons with which to defend themselves. If their homes are destroyed, there's nothing they can do to avoid being eaten. This is horrific.
I've been focusing on the Kali going after the more fragile houses, but there seems to be no end to them. It's becoming a problem. I could wipe them all out at once with my noble fantasism, but that will also end up destroying the very people and homes we are trying to protect. We'll just have to do the best we can, taking them out one at a time. Agreed, this is truly a race against time. Every second counts when eliminating these monsters.
Good grief. Why didn't I decide to stay out of sight so as not to interfere with your information gathering? I never expected you would end up suddenly fighting such an intense battle. It would seem I'll need to run all the instruments at full power so as to not to miss any data. So much for my break. Hold it. There's something else headed your way. Many somethings, I should say, and all distinctly different from the creatures you're currently fighting.
What?
What are these white beasts? Are they hostile too? No, look. They're attacking the Kali. So they're on our side?
Not necessarily.
I am not sure if they eat people, or if they hunt Kali and simply mistook us for them. But they're coming after us too. Then I guess there's no point in wondering how these new creatures might affect the situation. We'll just have to follow Karna's lead and put everything we have into fighting back. We can't let harm come to anyone else. Please give us your orders, Master.
Well, it looks like the weather today is just not so much hot. It's a bit cloudy anyway. Because yesterday and Tuesday was very hot as hell. It's like 29 degrees in my area.
戦いであれば蹴散らすのみです。
では
前例を見せる。あまりに脆い。消えるがいい。泣け。はい。火を鉄槌。極光は反転する。光を飲む。エクスカリバーモルガーン。
Mysterious white beast. They're horses anyway.
逃がしはしない。あまりに脆い。正面から受けて立つ。ええ、決着をつけましょう。お任せよ。この明かりは星の希望。地を照らす命の証。見るがいい。
Oh, I got it.
平坦は保っていますか？それは結構。
All nearby hostiles have been eliminated. We did it. We finally managed to get rid of all those demonic-looking Kali monsters and the white beast that showed up later.
As I suspected, it would seem those white beasts and the Kali are mortal enemies, given how viciously they attack one another.
Indeed, nor did the white beast attempt to destroy any part of the town. It was thanks to them that we were able to fend off the Kali. Though we did have to eliminate them as well, given that they also tried to attack us.
You lot did this, huh? Now you've done it.
I'm glad to see you're okay, Ajay.
Can you tell us what these things are? At first, I figured these guys were from the other side of the mountain, since they don't pray. But I guess they really are just a bunch of Ulu who don't know anything about the Kali. Either way, I don't want any part of this trouble. What's there to tell? If you not know what's good for you, you'll get out of here as soon as...
Mister, are you guys okay? You are? That's astonishing. I'm so glad you're alright.
I'm glad you're alright too, Asha. What a relief to see you're not hurt.
Yeah, I'm okay. But Mihan's, well...
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh no. I see. He's dragging his leg. Poor thing.
Yeah, he got it caught under the cabinet that fell down when our house started shaking. I'm sorry, Mihan.
Aww.
Oh.
God, is there any value in a dog that can't run?
What happened? The Kali are dead? And the sacred beast? Hello? Who are you?
I'm Prakash, the town mayor. Are you travelers? Do you know anything about this disaster?
We do. These beasts attacked us, so we killed them.
You what?
If you would like a full account, then call for your finest scribe. It would be such a waste for me to recount my exploits without someone present to record them.
What have you done? How could you have killed the very agents of our god that keep us safe?
We didn't have a choice. It was self-defense. Agree. There was no other way. What's more, there were not the only ones we killed. That's right. We also fought the creatures you call Kali. Please understand, we were only trying to protect your town.
Ha! Don't be ridiculous. There is nothing to understand. What you have done is unforgivable. It goes against every law of this world. Besides, the god's secret beast would never attack people without a good reason. This is terrible. If we incur the god's wrath, if he thinks our town allowed, or worse, encourage your vile deeds, we'll all be done for. Go away! Leave our town at once. You are no longer welcome to Bichu. Yeah, get out of here! You damn heretics will get us all killed!
Oh no! Could they be those people I've been hearing rumors about lately? Does this mean we're going to suffer divine punishment?
Well, this is unexpected. They look like they might start throwing stones at any moment. What would you have us do, Master? Let's get out of here for now. I agree. It would be difficult to gain any more information under these circumstances. Besides, I think we should try to avoid trouble with the locals as much as we possibly can. Let's go look for somewhere outside of town to set up camp.
Oh, poor travelers.
Don't worry, Asha. I'll be back. Alright, quiet feel.
Well, this is a fine how do you do? No sooner do you find a town than you get kicked out for fighting. You barely even had any intel to show for it. All you did was waste our precious time. First Russia, then Scandinavia, and China, and now India. Why can't we ever catch a damn break?
Good grief. When you're examining crime scenes with the magnifying glass, Gordon, do you focus on the stain on your pants before even considering the evidence?
Huh? What's that supposed to mean? Are you saying I have a stain on my finely ironed slacks?
Oh no, I beg your pardon. Your uniform is quite spotless.
Of course it is. Any sailor worth their salt should keep their uniform white as snow. I had mine cleaned by the laundry type before we left.
Laundry type? I do recall seeing a weird-looking captain running around this base before.
Holmes? Do you mean that if we hope to find anything that might lead us to what we are seeking? we should be prepared to suffer a few step backs at first.
Precisely. If you're too focused on your expense ledger, you'll miss the evidence that's right in front of you, my dear Watson.
Understood. I'll make sure to keep that in mind.
Damn it! That was my chance to be Watson! Curse my gentlemanly propensity to be so acutely aware of my appearance! I knew that, of course. I was just, playing devil's advocate. A nervous, high-strung devil's advocate. It was, just a cunning ploy to elicit that reaction from Holmes. Yes, that's it.
Fool! Anyway, we need to find a good place nearby where we can pitch camp, right? In that case, why don't you try asking the little bunny hiding in the tall grass behind you for a recommendation? Good idea. In that case, please don't hide in there, Asha. Can you come out where we can see you?
Yikes, you surprised me!
Since we're already surprised seeing her, I might as well introduce myself. I'm sure she can handle it. Hi there, Asha. My name's Da Vinci. I'm a friend of Soapfast. I'm not actually there right now. I'm just using something called a transmission to send my voice over the air. There's also a detective here who might pop in every now and then, but don't mind him. He's harmless. Oh, we also have a commander who's obviously really bad with kids. But I'm having him sit this out, whether he likes it or not.
Wow, it's just one surprise after another! You travelers really can do amazing things, can't you?
The other townspeople were eager to see us leave. Why did you come after us?
That's just like kinda get straight to the point. I was curious about that too, but still.
Oh, well, I wanted to give you these to thank you for saving us.
Ooh, bananas. Thanks. Oh-ho! These are fine bananas indeed. His favorite. You know, I used to feast on the bananas that Hanuman would pick for me all the time. They were jewels of the heavens, so delectable a single bite could make your cheeks melt away in pleasure. But I can tell that these bananas are surely every bit their equal. I thank you from the bottom of my heart for this gift, Asha.
Hanamura? Hanuma?
You know, Hanuman. Wait, what did you say?
Hanuma?
You know, Hanuman, the monkey god, one of my closest allies. What's that? You never heard of him before? You never heard of him? Poor Hanuman. I guess even picking up and carrying a whole mountain wasn't enough to make you famous. You're in no position to be laughing at Lakshmana. Hold on. I seriously doubt the answer could be no, but let me ask you something just to make sure. Have you heard the name Rama before? Innocently cocking head.
What?
My name is Karna. I am the warrior who once fought alongside the Kauravas, the descendants of King Kuru. Have you heard my name before?
Shaking head.
I see. Well, that is no surprise. I still have a long way to go before I reach the heights of mastery I strive for.
Don't be ridiculous, Karna. That's giving yourself far too little credit. It is no exaggeration to say that in the India from proper human history, there is not a single person alive who has not heard your names. That is how great your heroic deeds were. So if the people here have no familiarity with the myths of the past or the figures from well-known stories, that would mean that neither the Mahabharata nor the Ramayana exist in this Lostbelt. Alternatively, they may have yet existed in the past, but have since been forgotten.
How's that to think that the people of this day have never heard of my grand exploits? No, wait. Does this mean we can't even be sure my exploits happened here? And if they didn't, does that mean that neither I nor Sita existed in this India? Either way, if Asha hasn't heard of you, there's no point in pursuing this line of questioning any further. I think it's best if we stick to questions if she'll actually be able to help us with, starting with our campsite. Asha, we're looking for a place where we can rest for the night. Can you think of any good spots?
Well, there's a cave near here we used to play hide and seek.
Anything that would give us shelter from the wind and rain sounds great. Would you show us the way there?
Sure, follow me.
And on the way, we can ask about the really important things, like the you-know-what over there. Right, Asha, can I ask you something? Do you know anything about that giant tree way off in the distance?
Oh, you're curious about it too, huh? So am I. It just sprang up out of nowhere a while ago. I was so surprised.
Is that all you know about it?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's very far away, you know? Most of the people in town say it probably has something to do with our god. Like God's sky boulder.
That's actually just what I wanted to ask you about next. Is God's sky boulder what you call that enormous cube floating over those mountains?
Uh-huh.
So that's what it's called. Now that we know its name, the next question is obvious. What exactly is it?
Well, that's a funny question. God's sky boulder is God's sky boulder. It's been around forever, just like the sun and the ground. Everyone knows that. I don't know what else to say. God's sky boulder is God's sky boulder, just like the sun is the sun. I'm positive my father would say the same thing.
Then why is it called God's sky boulder? Not that I can imagine how humans could have made such a thing.
I think it's because our God made it? Or maybe because he lives there? Sorry, I really don't know. Nobody ever goes near it.
Oh, and why is that? Speaking for myself, I find it an enormously compelling object of interest. Most mysterious indeed. It is without a doubt worth investigating.
I just know it's got something to do with our God. So people are supposed to stay away. Besides, there also said there are lots of Kali around there trying to kill our God. It's not just me. My father, my aunt, nobody in Beachu ever goes there.
Oh yeah? We have to ask you about the Kali too. From what we saw, I'm guessing their attacks happen pretty regularly, but...
Wow, you mean the Kali never come to your town, travelers? That's so surprising. You must be from somewhere really far away, especially if you can't even see God's sky boulder from there. But yeah, of course the Kali shows up a lot whenever a Yuga's about to end. It says tomorrow's Kali Yuga. I bet there'll be way more tomorrow than there were today.
Huh? What are you talking about?
You mean you don't know? I thought everybody knew lots of Kalis show up on Kali Yuga, since it's the last Yuga and all. That's why everyone always locks their doors even tighter and plays even harder than they did for the Vampire Yuga today.
Question. What will happen when tomorrow is over?
You mean you travelers don't even know that? That's really surprising. I'm pretty sure everyone knows that. Even Vihan. I mean, it's something as natural as the sun giving us daylight, you know?
Let's just say we're from somewhere really off the beaten path. A place pretty much at the ends of the earth where everything from society history is fundamentally different. So please, tell us, Asha. What happens when Kali Yuga is over?
Right, our God passes judgment and everyone dies, of course. But then, if our God decides you're worthy, he brings you back to life, and the first happy Yuga starts all over again.
Okay. Alright, I'll be right back. I gotta take a bit of a washroom break. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Anyway, let's continue on. Secluded cave. No battle. I'm glad we found a good campsite, but... Let me just make sure I have these Yuga straight. Asha. Oh my god. In this world, the first Yuga lasts for 4 days, the second lasts for 3, the third lasts for 2. And the final one, Kali Yuga, comes on the final day. Do I have that right?
Uh-huh. Oh, but they do say each Yuga used to be way longer a long time ago. Once upon a time, I heard there used to be things called years and months during each Yuga. Though, I don't know what they are. Maybe that's why my father always say it's a lot harder to keep track of things like anniversary now. I wonder if he remembers that my 4,000th day of being alive is coming up soon.
Then, when Kali Yuga is over, you said a god will then pass judgment, killing everyone and bringing them back to life, right? An actual god? I guess it's certainly not impossible, especially given what we saw in Scandinavia, but still. So this judgment is just a normal part of life here?
Uh-huh. As long as you pray, everything stays the same, just like the sun rises where it's morning.
It would seem our shared perceptions of normality are fundamentally misaligned. This could be quite difficult. After all, it only makes sense that someone who perceives such abnormalities to be entirely mundane will find them unremarkable.
We'll just have to take each different one at a time. Let's start with something simple. In this case, I think it's got to be defining exactly what a Yuga is. Yugas might be a pretty well-known concept, but it's still important to make sure we're all on the same page. Plus, talking about it might help us figure out what the difference are between our concept and Asha's concept. So first off, does everyone here know what Yugas are in our world? I don't, so I was hoping you could fill me in.
Yugas are a Hindu concept that says the world is always cycling between 4 distant periods. In order, those periods are called Krit or Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dvapara Yuga, and Kali Yuga. When a Kali Yuga draws near, law, order, and morality cease to exist, and the world starts to fill up with evil instead. Then, when the Kali Yuga ends, the gods are set to destroy the world, remake it, and let a new Krita Yuga begin all over again. Thank you, Captain. Not at all. I just overheard something with which I was familiar, so I thought I would chime in. That's all I had to say.
Captain, now I see. If your true name is what I think it is, then you will have some ties to India.
So you guys do know what your Yugas are. Well, that's a surprise. Oh, I get it. You were just teasing me, weren't you? You're so silly.
This truly is difficult. There are some concepts we share and some we don't, and both kinds are mixed together in the same word. At least, it seems that we're mostly on the same page when it comes to our enemy. I also knew that devils called Kali appeared during the Kali Yuga to plunge the world into chaos. Sure, but according to Asha there, today is only supposed to be the third one, Dvapara Yuga.
Oh, the Kali are always around. There are just more of them depending on the Yuga. You almost never see one during the Krutra Yuga, and there's so many during Kali Yuga, it's shocking. If a Kali kills you, you won't be able to receive the god's blessing anymore. That's why everyone prays so high.
So it's not getting killed they're worried about. But what comes afterwards? Does she mean that in a religious sense? Whatever the reason for it, it sounds like there will be even more Kali attacking that town tomorrow. What would you have us do, Master? We can't just stand by and do nothing. I agree. Chaldea values human life above all else, even if that notion flies in the face of how this Lostbelt works. Exactly. Sometimes there are things you just have to do, regardless of whether people hate you or even cast stones at you for it. In my case, Those things come so naturally to me that it's hardly even a choice. My body just ends up moving on its own. I think that's what happened back when I lent my aid to Sugriva long ago. That man I failed to save earlier. His dying scream was not one of a man who had made peace with his fate. This system seems evil to me. I may no longer be able to save that man's life, but I can at least make sure that tragedy never happens again.
Then we are decided. We fight. This Lostbelt may not be familiar to us, yet for some reason, this land of India feels familiar to me. Perhaps some of me originates here as well as China. I can't say why, but I will not hesitate to protect these innocent people. Now we know what is happening. Tomorrow I will work even harder than ever. Do not worry, Master and Mash.
Naza, we have only just begun our investigation of this Lostbelt's Tree of Emptiness, to say nothing of this God Sky Boulder object. Given that those townspeople could help shed some light on these things, I would certainly hate to lose any of them. It would be dangerous to help them, but I won't stop you from doing so.
The townspeople also called those white creatures sacred beasts and said they were the gods' agents. But there were nearly enough of them to handle all the Kali, and that's before they went and tried to attack us too. We can't count on them. If we're going to be fighting even more Kali tomorrow, I would like to find another fighter or two to shore up our ranks while we have the chance. And given what happened earlier, I don't think we can expect the townspeople to help us out. Fidgeting. What is it, Asha? Is something the matter?
No, nothing's wrong. See, back in town, I was actually peeked out the window and saw you guys fighting. Oh, I was still praying to our God the whole time, so I think I should be totally fine. You were amazing. I've seen people go hunting before, and you guys didn't move anything like them. It was like you weren't even human. Then I saw you talking to other people far away after I followed you, and got surprised all over again. So, I was just wondering, are you guys maybe gods, but not the God?
Gods who aren't the God? That's an interesting way to put it.
Well, you know, there's only one God, and you're obviously not him, right? That's all I meant. I hope I didn't say anything weird.
Only one god? But India's pantheon is known for being one of the largest in all mythology.
I guess I did say something weird. I'm sorry. Lately, there's been rumors going around of people who seem like gods but aren't the god, so I just thought...
As a matter of fact, Karna here is practically a god. That is not true, Master. I am merely the son of Surya, god of the sun. I am certainly no god myself.
I knew it! I've never heard of any god by that name before, but that's still amazing. I'm shocked.
If Asha thought we would be the beings she heard rumors about, that would of course mean people are talking about other beings like us. It sure does, and whoever it is, they're very likely to be a 7. I knew there had to be at least one in this Lostbelt.
They say one of them came to beat you not too long ago. I think they're staying on a mountain near here. Are they a friend of yours?
They came to your town?
Uh-huh. It was during the last cruise shot Yuga. Though I didn't get to meet them myself. But they only took a little look around the town before they went to the mountain.
Are you sure they were not just a passing traveler?
I guess they could have been. But I heard they trust me funny. And they even said they were a god.
It could be a divine spirit. And if they were alone, there could also be a rogue servant. I'm sure they would be a powerful addition to our forces if we could convince them to help us. Indeed, there's still a lot we don't know about this world's Yugas. But we can focus on them once we have dealt with this immediate threat. Now that we've eaten our fill of those delicious bananas, I say we try and look for this being next.
I'm sorry, I wish I could show you the way, but I need to get home before I get in trouble.
That's okay, if you can just tell us where to look. I'm sure we can find this place ourselves. I'm actually more worried about you, Asha. I know your town isn't too far from here, but I still don't like the idea of making you walk home by yourself.
I'll be fine. The county only just showed up, and I can always count on Bihan too. Oh, right. I didn't bring him with me, because he got injured. But it's okay. I can be home in no time as long as I run all the way there.
Master.
Would you mind quietly making sure she gets back safe?
Very well. You have my word that no harm will come to her.
Okay then. See you later, Mr. God.
Just Mr. is fine. See you later.
Bye.
You know, I was so surprised when she came all the way after us just to say thanks. Especially given how the adults there reacted to us. She was so sweet, and we learned a lot of useful things from her.
Definitely. That said, Mash, I'm sure you're already aware of this, but...
Yes, I know. Once we destroy this Lostbelt, she and Ajay are going to disappear, just like the people we met in the other ones. From a pure pragmatic perspective, maintaining good relations with the locals will facilitate our information gathering efforts. I suppose the only advice I can give is to not think about it too much.
Home is right. Let's just be ourselves and not to worry about it for now.
Okay, Master.
I did as you instructed, Master. Asha walked straight back to town and is now safe and sound in her home. Thanks, Karna. I kept an eye out for Kali on the way there and back, but didn't see a single one. However, I can't say for certain whether that is because they had just attacked, as Asha said, or if it was merely a coincidence.
Unfortunately, there is still a great deal we do not know about these beings.
Well, it will be long before we face them again, and that gives us all the more reason to bolster our forces. So let us be off to this mountain where the god lives. I wonder what sort of god they are. It would certainly be nice if it turns out to be one we know, just to save time. Of course, I'm hoping that it will be Sita. She's the avatar of Lakshmi, so she could easily have ended up being treated as a god in her own right.
I hope you will be reunited with her as well, but there is no guarantee this servant will even be an Indian god. They are just as likely to turn out to be a god from the west, or some other region altogether. The odds of our encountering a familiar face are really quite slim. Just try not to get your hopes up too high.
Northern Secret Mountain.
Yeah, alright. Oh.
This is the mountain Asha told us about. So far, I'm not seeing the god we're looking for. I don't detect a servant reading from here. What can you sense?
I think I can sense something akin to divine aura, but it's too faint to be certain.
I sense it too. At least we would seem to be on the right side track. Let's keep looking around. Hey! Is anyone here? Sita! It's me, Rama!
Is anybody here?
Foo-foo? Foo-foo?
This is getting us nowhere. We should split up and cover more ground. That is very true. I can fly by using my windfire wheels. I will search from the skies above. Please don't go off too far, Neza. We don't know what else might be here. Do you think she'll be okay? Don't worry, she's a venerated hero in her own right. I'm sure she'll be fine. She said it herself, she's somewhat similar to us in certain ways. I do agree that her tendency to rush headlong toward her goals with a single-minded earnestness has the potential to cause trouble. But I also doubt there are few who can keep up with her sheer airborne maneuverability. Besides, it seems we have our own things to worry about. Yeah, figures there'd be a monster or two hanging around the mountain where that god lives. Think you guys could take these things out quickly so you can get back to looking for them, please? Yes.
一気火星に畳みかける。ああ、
了解。
はっ、食らってやろうぜ。
参ります。お願い。あっと。
They like to do this shit. Why is it?
おっと、そういうご命令か。
切り裂きまやります。切り裂きます。お願い。あっと。せい。
よし。
遠間なら。
こいつか。
お願い。Okay.
墓守の秘宝お見せします。
中だな。他にやるこっちゃな。こういうのどうだ。おっと、そういうご命令か。
暗くて受諾いたしました。
疑似人格停止。第2段階限定解除を開始。
戦争罰病ロンゴミリアド。飛び方を機能調整。新名解放。切り裂きます。スタンバイ。風よ集え。イビルウィンドデスストーム。
よし、来た。
せい。はい。皆さんのおかげでなんとかなりました。
Have you disposed of all the hostiles then?
Yes, it was no problem. I don't think the Orthodox has ever been in better shape. It's so much more stable now than it was before we came to the Wandering Sea. Not only does it have properly outfitted equipment now, but having both Da Vinci and Scion fine-tuned it is like. There's one proverb I heard a while ago. Giving an ogre a heavy weapon? Something's not right. I knew it. I thought it sounded strange as soon as the words left my mouth. Kentucky's the one who taught me that expression. but I think something might have gotten lost in translation.
I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with Japanese sayings either. I was speaking about our enemies. They are indeed all gone, but there's still something else here. Something whose intentions I cannot discern. Huh? There. Show yourself. The dust cleared to show a human with a sublimely beautiful body. A body with perfect symmetry, as if it were the epitome of genderless beauty. Their lips curved in an indomitable but amicable smile, even after corner spears sailed past them, grazing their side and obliterating a boulder with sufficient force to impale 100 frail-bodied humans. They were smiling. They were smiling with the same casual ease as a person enjoying a gentle breeze at an outdoor cafe. Their face betraying not so much as a hint of fear or panic. It was as though they had not a care in the world, even after being millimeters from death.
My. Since when are servants supposed to go tossing spears at fragile little humans?
Were you a normal human, I would indeed be deeply ashamed, but I sense such an attack would not nearly be enough to end you. Now that I have seen you for myself, I am even more confident in that assertion.
Well, doesn't that just smack up a bit of ex post facto covering your theory, honey? I thought I hid myself pretty well, so imagine my surprise when that spear went whizzing past me. Oh well, that's what I get for not being more careful about investigating strange noises.
You're Pepperoncino.
Hey, long time no see, Mashi. Oh my, you're so much more expressive now than you were the last time I saw you. Well, I think that's just peachy.
The moment I saw that thing soaring across the sky, I was overcome with emotion, loathing as foul and putrid as excrement, rage so hot it could blind me, and above all, something I couldn't ignore no matter how hard I tried. Which is why I had to destroy it, no matter what.
What? Who I?
Scandinavia Pepperoncino, you're one of the cryptors.
Absolutely. And you must be Chaudia's new director. As for you, why, you must be Mashi's master, Soapfrost.
That's right.
Oh my, how forthcoming of you. I'd like that.
If you're here, Pepperoncino, then you must be the cryptor in charge of this Lostbelt, aren't you?
Yes, I suppose I am.
So you're here to stop us from cutting down the tree of emptiness?
Oh, right! Almost slipped my mind. Before we do that whole song and dance, there's something I really should warn you about.
Oh, and what is that?
Don't get me wrong, I'm perfectly happy to sit here and chat with you all you like. But maybe you should be a little more concerned about your absent friend right now.
Huh? What are you talking about?
What is? Look out! Something's plummeting right towards you.
They're servants. One of them's Nessa, but her vital signs are dropping like a rock. And the other one is... What in the world? Nessa! Master, it's Nessa. but her body is... I felt I was careless. Master, I'm sorry. This is beyond terrible. It would be one thing if I had only lost, but this... Master, I'm so sorry. I wish I could have helped you more. No. Keep your guard up, Master. We can mourn for her later. Those dust clouds are clearing away, and whoever killed Neza is about to step out. Huh? Neza? I'm afraid not. Yes, that is Neza, but she is not the one we know. I will be direct. The Neza you know is gone. Her spirit urgent has completely vanished. The Neza before you now is not the one summoned at the Wandering Sea, nor the one who was once present at Chaldea. I suspect that serving there is a different side of Neza, and an enemy who serves this Lostbelt. Report individual exercise complete. Hereby returning to my duty as a Divine General. Eliminating foreign elements. Commencing operation. I have a report to make. That tall man is gone. I didn't even see him leave. That's concerning too. But we don't have time to go looking for him now. I don't know if this Neza is his servant or not, but her intentions couldn't be more hostile. We'll have to focus on dealing with her first. Here she comes, Master and Mash. I know how you feel right now, but you need to get your heads in the game. Right, disengaging Ortonax limiters, preparing for full power anti-servant combat.
一気火星に畳みかける。
議論をしよう。
さて、どのバッハが行ういい鍵盤には女神の加護が宿るものさ。
Bring up Merlin. I don't want to make it so fucking cheap for that.
リア王の受難。
さあどうださあどうだ
妻は連中だな。他にじゃこういうのどうだ。
ロミオの悲嘆。リア王の受難。
すべええこれは憎悪によって磨かれた我が魂の方向ラグロンドメット・デュヘインくらえ何時の道はすでに途絶えた
勝利ですな。ところで敗北者の方々、今のお気持ちを聞かせていただきたい。
She's strong. Battle is proceeding smoothly. Victory is at hand. You might be a little more talkative than our Neza, but you don't understand your situation at all. Denied, there is nothing wrong with my analytical capabilities. What are you doing? Higher priority recall. Disengaging from battle. Damn, she got away. Was she acting on her master's orders?
I can't tell, but that Nessa was a formidable fighter indeed. I sense that she is optimized for this land. If we had kept it at all, one of us would have ended up resorting to releasing the full power of the noble phantasm. Perhaps we should be grateful that this mountain where the god we are looking for resides still stands intact.
Ooh. Mash. I know what's going on. It's a lot like the tides. No matter how much you plead or how much you pray, there are some things you can't stop. And you just have to accept them. I got to know Nesta pretty decently myself after I met her in the Wandering Sea. It's true that I was interested in how her mechanical body was made with sage arts, but I also felt like we were similar somehow. So I know that Nessa was a great warrior and an upstanding servant. I'm sure she was prepared for this, much more than she needed to be. She would never want you guys to be so sad about her that you stopped moving forward. Yes, you're right. Let me just ask you one thing. Did she die in vain?
Not at all. The enemy's sheer mobility was like few things I have ever seen. If Neza hadn't come in contact with them first, they might have taken us by surprise and critically injured all of us.
If that's what you think, hero of benefaction, then it must be true. That when we get back and I make my report to Scion, I'll tell her Neza fulfilled her duties admirably. I'm sorry, I'm okay now. Let's get back to work.
Agreed. Now is not the time for you to worry about this other Neza. We'll handle that analysis on our end. Although, one thing I did notice in your battle just now was that she did not appear to be subject to this world's estrangement effect as you are. So we may be able to learn more about that effect by focusing our efforts there.
This world's estrangement effect. That's a good way to put it. Does feel like we aren't truly in this world, even though we clearly are. Anyway, we won't have answer for you anytime soon, so I'd like you guys to keep going with your God's search for now. Then we'll do just that. Come on, come now, chew up. Get into orders. Moping around won't get us anywhere. Sometimes you have to say goodbye before you're ready, and others, you get to meet someone you never expected to. That's life. Now, come on, Master. We have a good new god to meet.
Okay, let's go find him.
Whoa! Yes, Master. I promise to give this search my full effort.
Right. Rest in peace, Neza.
Alright, this one I know that one. All that aside, where is this god? I can sense something nearby, but I don't see them anywhere. I've actually worked up a sweat from walking around so much. I think I'll take a little break here. Aha! This rock should make a fine seat. There we go. Da! What in the world was that? Sounded like a pig squealing for its life. I can't take any more. Free! A beautiful voice, beautiful body, coming in direct contact with me. Never mind that. Testing. How dare you, humans, mans, bow your heads before me. You are in the presence of a god. Oh. Leave here at once if you values your life. I do that, and I promise your family will live in health and your business will prosper. What the? Did the rock just talk?
Alright, kill it with fire.
What was that? What a cheeky little animal you are. Daring to challenge your god. Yes, I can understand you. Know why? 'Cause I'm a god. Very well then. If it's a fight you want, it's a fight you shall have. Up. Now leave all your money behind as an offering. Ink.
She has some laggy issue. Yeah. Oh, no Karna. Why? Whatever. Time to bring the ruler. I should probably say Sasaki Koichiro. Change this one. Let's go. Alright, let's fucking go.
星の輝きよ今ここに
つまんない連中だな僕じゃあこういうのどうだつまんない連中だな他にやることないの
宝石の声を聞けばよいクリスマスムーブ
What's the third skill again? I forgot. Dog Adorate. Crit Strength. Sure.
星の輝きよ今ここに判決の時ですわぶっ飛ばしますわよ任せなさいあなたの罪を計りましょう我が宝石庫はこの夜空あなたの罪はこの星の数クストスモルムこうかしら打撃戦の用意はよくてせや
これでも勝ちは勝ちだよなうん
Worship me, praise me, spoil me, run to the convenience store and get me more ice cream so I can concentrate on grinding.
Hey, Kana, this divine aura, it can't be what I think it is, can it?
Don't move, Rama. This won't take long.
Huh? What? Hey, watch it! Do you have any idea what a close shave that was? Your spearhead was just a few centimeters away from making yucky shish kebab out of my flap. Kana, what are you doing here?
I was just about to ask you that. What are you doing here?
Fool!
Alright, same thing. Again. Let's see. This, whatever. I think I do. Nah, I don't need anything. Okay, let's just go.
Kana, what are you doing here?
I was about to ask you that. What are you doing here? Blah, 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 blah. You two know each other? Did I just say something? What a strange feeling. I have no idea why I said I was just about to ask you that, or what it was I wanted to say afterwards. This is all very unclear, even to me. I've never met this woman before, and yet, it's strange. I don't know how to describe this feeling. It feels as though I've just met the light of my life. And like I've just encountered my big sister. And like I've just encountered my life coach. And like I've just encountered someone who needs to be cared for and tended to, all at once. I'm afraid I don't know how else to put it.
So that's what's going on. I guess that makes sense, since Kana's not a god. So he just vaguely remembers his former masters from other worlds. Oh, well, can't help that now. Besides, nobody has no as long as I keep my mouth shut. So you feel like we're friends even though we never met before, What do you know? That's more or less how I feel too. I get the feeling a lot of stuff's happened, but I can't seem to remember any of it clearly. Hey, doesn't this remind you of one of those RPGs where the protagonist got amnesia and a torture past? I wonder when we'll get to the cutscenes where I awaken to my hidden power. Not that waking up is really all that high on my to-do list, really. Personally, I prefer to hang out in the starter village and wait for someone else to defeat the final boss. I see you're, a very unique person.
Wait, there is one thing I know for sure. You're human. But then, how are you cloaked in that divine aura?
Oh, that? Sorry, Kana, but you got it all wrong. I guess not even your vaunted sight managed to see all the way to the truth of the matter this time. Me, human? Perish the thought. I'll have you know I'm one of the best known and most popular gods in the whole world. Just call me Ganesha. Oh. Hey, which one of you just call me Indian mythology sideshow act? Look, I can't understand why you do a double take at a gout with an elephant for a head, but my fame and divinity are the real deal. So show me the respect I deserve, damn it! Of course I respect Ganesha, and I can more or less tell that your divine aura is genuine. But then there's this, other aura that couldn't be further from the divine.
Yes, that's it, exactly, Rama. I'm impressed. It only took you a moment to see through this being's true nature.
Hey, you don't gotta be that impressed.
From what you have said, the young lady appears to be a pseudo-servant with the divine spirit Ganesha as a core. Ganesha is known for many things, including wisdom, wealth, prosperity, fortune, business, and the removal of obstacles. Truly fascinating.
Chaldea had its fair share of divine spirit servants of all kinds, but this one looks to be much more like its vessel than the spirit inhabiting it. Think Zhu Liang, only with the divine spirit instead of a heroic one. I've definitely heard the name Ganesha before, and I think I at least know the essentials about him. His elephant head is probably his most famous aspect, and he's also said to be the son of Shiva's wife, Parvati. It's too bad Parvati's not here with us. Then you could have had a nice mother-child reunion. Yeah, she's around too? Oh, not right now. I was just speaking hypothetically. Do you not wish to see her? Oh, well, it's not like I'd mind or anything. I just really don't care for the way she always blurt out whatever she's thinking. While I'm at it, would it have been killed her to give birth to me in a more normal way? As for my old Pat Pan, well, he's the guy who cut off my head and figured everything would be fine if you just stuck an elephant in its place. So I'm not sure I really know what to say if I ran into him now. Basically, even I, Ganesha, might start freaking out a bit if both my parents were here.
though I do still respect them, I think. I see. That sounds complicated.
I've had just about enough of this. Well done on biting the Divine Spear 7, but you didn't come all this way to waste time on meaningless drivel.
Who's this fat, stout old guy?
You were about to say fat, weren't you?
Well, I'm a god, so I figured I'd show some mercy and not dish you at our first meeting.
Is that so? Well, how bloody kind of you. Frankly, you're the last one here who should be commenting on my physique.
Does this mean you now have a friend with whom you can discuss fitness? This may be cause for celebration.
What are you talking about? I don't want to celebrate anything like that.
At any rate, that man is something like the supervisor of my current master, Frost.
Damn right I am. I'm not just a noble with a bit of extra girth. I'm the leader of this entire operation. You're a rogue, Stephen, are you not? Then be a good lass and help us out.
What? You want to make me work? Hard pass. Ninja, vanish!
She went back inside our statue. We need all the help we can get to keep that nearby village safe. Especially now that we've just lost one of our most capable allies.
It sounds like you guys have it rough. But sorry, I can't help. If you need someone to help you fight, you better try some other god. Honestly, I don't want to fight even a little bit. I'm just gonna hang out in here and keep enjoying my sweet, sweet shut-in life. It's actually way more comfortable in here than it looks. It's got cushioning out the wazoo, and of course it's fully air-conditioned. I can even manifest handheld game console in here thanks to my mysterious godly powers of wealth. There's nothing like a good roguelike for killing time. I could play those for hours on end.
She is stubborn. I know from experience how hard it can be to get her to act. At least, I think I do. Master, would you happen to know if there are any stores around here that sell Swiss rolls?
Why Swiss rolls?
I was speaking figuratively. I only meant that I have some idea of how to handle her. If you got a way to convince her to help us, go for it. Understood. Then I will drag her out of there by force.
It's not the most diplomatic solution, but for some reason, I get the sense that we would actually be doing her a favor. Indeed, this is how we usually handle gods who refuse to listen to reason.
No way! My butt shall not need this cushions. Cushions, I'm warning you, anyone who tries to mess with my shut-in lifestyle is in for a seriously bad day.
It's still hard for me to believe she's a god when she say things like that. But we can't afford to back down now. I'll help Karna try to get her outside as peacefully as possible.
You fools! Our earlier battle was just a demo. Now, witness Ganesha's full power.
戦闘か。なるべくは避けたい行為だ。仕方あるまい。
我が天秤に集え、きらめき。星の輝きは今ここに。オレ
ではこうしよう。
我が天秤に集え、きらめき。さあ、こいつでフォールです。ぶっ飛ばします。そうしますの？あなたの罪を計りましょう。我が宝石庫はこの夜空。あなたの罪はこの星の数。クリストスモルム。ええ、こうかしら。打撃戦の用意はよくて。
Oh, damn it.
返します。聖夜をテンポを上げます。せーの、これがサンバのリズムです。
罠だ。
やめよ。燃焼する。
You're like a hermit crab.
返します。返します。私の踊り受け切れるかしら。
我が天秤に祈りなさい。
聖夜を踊り明かしましょう。
あなたの罪を計りましょう。我が宝石庫はこの夜空。あなたの罪はこの星の数。クリストス・モルヌ。おーっとこれは高く舞い上がったサンタクロースが美しく構える。出たー。これこそがユカタンレガーロで涙。サンタクロースのフィニッシュホールドであります。
Oh no, she's gonna fight invincible. Shit.
中の人などいないと思ってのバカめ。ガーネッシュインパクト。ベッコンヒーロー。
It's fine. Oh my god.
ぶっ飛ばしますわよ。
踊り明かしましょう。
計略だ。
光よ。
せーの。
Ouch. Ouch. There's a pretty good headbutting right there.
テンポサンタ聖夜を踊り明かしましょう。せーの。ルチャドーラのクリスマスカットを味わう。場外乱闘の時間です。プレゼントの雨あられ。
犠牲が少なければそれでも勝利。
2 million QP. Whatever. I'm not really like going crazy with that Bella Lisa's craft essence. Or even like Mona Lisa.
No! My paradise suit!
Well done. It's good for your health to get outside and exercise now and then.
Grr, why do you have to be so boring and right all the time, kinda? Who do you think you are, my dad? My mom?
How strange. I'm certain I have no connection to Ganesha yet. Yet I find myself inexorably compelled to help you. Was I a fan of Ganesha back when I was alive?
Ha 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 ha! So we won? We won, right? Then since we now hold your life in our hands, you're going to cooperate with us whether you like it or not.
This freaking guy again. You know, the way you just expect I'm gonna go along with whatever you say reminds me of a teacher I had back in middle school. I really hated that guy. Maybe your fat ass needs a bit of divine retribution for abusing your authority.
Listen, I just want to talk. Will you hear what we have to say?
Well, I do feel a kind of kinship with you, seeing as you look to be the only other average Joe here. So I guess I can at least hear you out, especially since it doesn't look like Kaina's gonna give up anytime soon. Besides, if I'm being honest, I still don't fully get what's going on around here anyway. So, what is it you want to talk about? The world's been bleached clean? Trees of emptiness? And Lostbelts?
Yes.
I see. Alright, I get the gist. Sounds like things are even rougher for you guys than I thought. Although, you... You're actually the most important part of your operation. What gives? I thought you were a fellow average Joe turncoat.
Yes, he is. Senpai may only be ranked as a standard class master, but his accomplishments easily meet or exceed those of an A-rank mage. I would be happy to elaborate,
but I'm afraid that to do so adequately would require me to write at least a 500-page report. And it would unfortunately be a little difficult to do that now.
You don't seem like you can tell a joke with a straight face. You're serious, aren't you? Yikes.
You're the vessel for the divine spirit now. Does that mean you are also anything but ordinary?
Oh, come on, Kana! You can at least pretend to back me up here! On second thought, never mind. You're just saying something like, she was never ordinary, her unusual weight and waistline couldn't set her apart.
And the worst part is, you wouldn't even be saying it to me. How did you know? Perhaps you truly were worthy to be chosen by Ganesha. No, wait. Something tells me that can't possibly be the case.
All that aside, I do have to wonder, why were you summoned to this Lostbelt?
Why was I summoned? Believe me, I've been asking myself the same question.
I think it was kind of a you have been chosen deal. Like the Ganesha inside me showed up and said something like,
Save the world, hero of the digital realm. If diversity is probably human history's greatest strength, then even someone like you can do this. Now is the time for you to spread your wings, and since this is a request from my mother, not doing so is not an option. Be warned, if you fail to save the world, you will never return to the way you were. So yeah, Ganesha seems to be a pretty nice god, and he's definitely an Indian one at heart. Oh, and don't bother asking me about my class. I'm not quite sure what it is either. I think that might be because Ganesha found me through some sort of devilish intermediary or something.
yeah, I don't know what to make of this extra class either. But we can worry about that later. Anyway, it seems pretty clear that the counterforce summoned her here automatically. So it seems like a safe bet that she'll end up joining our side.
But why Ganesha choose me of all people? I'm just an unemployed shut-in with excess padding. If it were up to me, I'd be demanding an explanation from him and requesting he choose someone else immediately. Course, I guess that's kind of moot now that I'm Ganesha.
I think it comes down to compatibility. You may be an ordinary person, but you are an ordinary person with some exceptional qualities. I may not remember why I know that, but I do know that for certain.
There you go saying like that! Saying things like that with a straight face again! Huh! Foo-foo!
That goes for you too, Silkfrost. I'm not good with words, so I can't explain it well. But you have many exceptional qualities. You may not be a great warrior or a powerful mage, but you are a great master. Thanks.
Anywho, even if I don't like it, I figure now that I'm here, there must be something I'm meant to do. So I took a look around and happened upon that town, but it couldn't have been more idyllic. We're talking, this is what world peace looks like, peaceful. Even a shut-in like me couldn't help but admire the fields of flowers and find this world beautiful. So I figured there was nothing for me to do after all, and Ganesha must have messed up and sent me to the right place at the wrong time or something. So I came back here and have been...
Oh my god.
Came back here and have been enjoying my lazy knit life ever since. The end! Well, if you got a problem with that, then bring it on!
Tell me, how long ago were you summoned? When did you pay the town a visit?
I'd say about 5 days ago on both counts.
Okay, so according to what Asha told us, that would be back during the first Yuga, Kshetra Yuga. Were the buildings broken back then?
No. It was perfectly neat little town. Not so much as a brick out of place.
Then the destruction we saw must have all happened over the last 5 days, thanks to the Kali. That was incredibly careless of you, Ganesha. If you had only stayed there, you would have had every chance to fulfill your divine duties and save the townspeople.
Hey, what do you expect? There wasn't a single thing wrong with the place back then.
What's done is done. There's no point dwelling on the past. Right now, we need to worry about tomorrow. We just lost a friend of ours a short while ago. I miss her terribly, but I'll never forget how determined she was to keep fighting. So I feel like we need to carry on in her stead and keep moving on. Which is why we need your help. Will you please join us, Ganesha?
even think gods were real before, and now I am one. It's still hard to believe this is happening. Part of me is convinced it's all just being a big mistake. But it does look like I got a quest to save the world now. And if there's a branch where a town gets attacked open now, I guess I can't just sit back and watch. Fine, I'll go with you, alright? Just don't expect me to be much help in battle.
Harem! You could have saved us all a lot of time if you just agreed to help us from the beginning.
Thank you, Ganesha. I'm so glad you'll be helping us. Okay, guys, it's gonna be dark soon, and we don't want to be out and about in an unfamiliar land at night. So I say we go back to the cave and make camp there until morning. We'll head out again at the first sign of daybreak. Make sure you all get plenty of rest. Alright, I think I'm gonna have to end that stream. Yeah, I'm out of AP. So, we're gonna continue again for tomorrow for that, more of Lostbelt 4. You got Kshetra, I don't know how you pronounce that. You got Kshetra. Yeah, that's what I would say. For, continuing for tomorrow. So I'm off to bed right now. I'll see you guys next part of live stream. So, peace out, and have a good night.